financial coach, you are exposed to a lot of people who have different issues. Now, I realize that there are probably some common potential roadblocks that you've seen that can prevent us from getting to our financial destinations, and especially as women. Can you speak a little bit further
Oh,
on this?
absolutely. And I'm so glad you asked that. That's a great question and one of my favorite topics. Men and women do view money differently, and we're taught about money differently. So, as you said earlier, money, your the way you think about it is so key. It really is key. And we get so many of our beliefs and so many of our um, what we think we understand about money from our childhood and from our parents, teachers, ministers, that might be. They do tend to affect us as we go through life. I would say, without fail, every single client that I have had has had to make some kind of an adjustment in their financial a set point, if you want to call it that. And that starts from looking at and examining their beliefs that they may not even know that they have, because so many of the things that we learned or kind of absorbed from childhood are completely unconscious or subconscious to us, but they can still control us. And I know many people have heard this too, where religion might say money is the root of all evil, when of course that's not the exact quote. It's the love of money. Or another religious one about it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get to heaven.
Right.
That influences us whether we realize it or not. And I'll tell you, frankly, in my personal situation and my family, my parents got divorced when I was a teenager. Before the divorce, there was some issue of, well, you can't do this, or we don't have enough money for that. And after the divorce, I kind of absorbed a belief that there wasn't going to be enough for me to do what I wanted, or for family to do what we wanted. And also that if I did want to do something, well, I had to sublimate that desire or sacrifice that desire to doing something else like work in order to help the family. And I find that a lot of people have that belief that they're supposed to help other people, which is, it's all well and good, but we do it to our own detriment. And that means that we don't then take care of our own financial situation because we're so busy taking care of other people. That is what seems to happen much more with women than with men.
That is so true, and thank you so much for really elaborating on that, because that is a major roadblock for women. It's something everyone comes first. You know, the children, the mom, the dad, everybody else, and we
Right.
sacrifice
Everybody else, right?
everybody else, and we come, you know, trailing behind. We're just behind everyone else. So that is something that could be a major pitfall on our way to our financial destination as women. Remembering who you are and just putting yourself forward and saying it's okay. It's okay
Well, the
to.
other side, the flip side of that is that when we don't put ourselves first, I mean, don't put others first and put ourselves first instead, we feel guilt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy to do that. I don't know men who feel guilty about, you know, whether it's getting a car or
They just
themselves.
go.
They may, right? they, they may be taking care of their family and see themselves as the breadwinner, but they're not going to feel the guilt if they don't put themselves and their career first and their earnings and things. But women, we will, and I'll tell you, it's kind of funny because women are much more prone, I think, in some ways to retail therapy, as they call it, and going shopping to make them feel better. And also the guilt for not putting others first kind of makes us go out and do something that will benefit us, like buy a new pair of shoes or just go shopping and justify it and saying, well, I never do this for myself, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that's equally as damaging. And it's still driven by that mindset that you've got underneath everything, that you're supposed to put other people first. And if you don't, you're bad. You're bad. you know.
Yeah, it's kind of a reverse psychology. You know what comes to mind to me right now is, when you're in the plane and then they say, oh, the oxygen bag's going to fall. And always
Mm.
they say, put it on yourself first, even before your own children. And there's a reason for that, because you can't give what you don't have. So it's important to make sure that you have what you need to be able to serve others. Let your cup be full before you pour onto others. Julie,
It's a
that,
great example.
yeah, absolutely. Did you want to say something?
No, that's an excellent example. You really have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of the others. And that's no different in the financial realm. how are you going to take care of other people financially if you don't have the financial wherewithal or the knowledge to impart to somebody else to help them take care of their financial life?
So true, so true. Thank you. Wise words spoken, Julie. We're going to take a quick break right now and we'll be right back. Remember, this is Money with Martha. I am a Martha.